Hi, welcome back. So this is finally November, and I have in the previous video, I think there's some Kickstarter campaign that I didn't manage to cover because there were like far too many of them happening in October, and so I kind of like let it spill for a while, and while they are not ended, I decided to cover them in November this time. So I hope at least I'll be able to cover the most of it today. We will start with this one called Hidden Leaders, which originally I was not really interested in it, but nevertheless it caught my eye. And before you even talk about the current campaign, which is the Hidden Leaders Forgotten Legends, let's go and take a look at what Hidden Leaders is. And this was a project that was funded a while ago by BFF Games. So this is a 2 to 6 players game for like a little bit of there's some sort of roles, and it's about 30 minutes kind of game. And it's like there are many cards in this game, and so the things that the artwork is well, it's okay. I mean, but it's not really the card artwork that actually gets me in. But the colors and everything in this game seems like perfectly aligned for me, and it works. Okay, so there's a bit of darkness, and the Emperor is dead. There's rivals at war. Sounds like what's the other game? Coup, or was it Avalon? But Avalon, the King Arthur is still alive. So like King Arthur is not dead, but kind of given that gist where there's like the secret abilities in each of the characters and things like that. So this is kind of that type of game, and they are boards. They are also leaders, each with their individual abilities, and the Emperor is buried, of course. And so there are some mini expansion and things like that that goes with this, and then they are like look at this, there are undead heroes cards as well. So this is pretty cool, and so there are different side of the factions, and then you can use as possible boards and things like that. So it's quite intuitive, and I think because they did pretty well, so they actually came back again, to do the second round, and this time they are bringing us another expansion, which is the Hidden Leaders Forgotten Legend. So this time it has already hit about maybe about $80,000 US, which is far 3 or 4 times more of their goals, and there's still 16 days more to go. So feel free to check this out and check the previous one out to find out what exactly is it about. What they added in this time is 3 modules to enhance the Hidden Leaders, obviously. So why this got my attention? It's not really because I think the price is fantastic or anything, but okay, yes, the price is fantastic, but why is it fantastic? Let me just show you. So we can go in for a $1 pledge. Naturally this is for the pledge manager access, but the next thing that comes into this is the pre and play English version base game plus expansion, which is actually fantastic because not only do you get the whole of this current expansion, you also get a base game as well, which was in the previous I'm just not sure whether you will get all the expansion in the small expansion in the Hidden Leaders original, but nevertheless, from what I have actually checked with BFF Games, they said that whatever that's been unlocked in this round will definitely be available in the pre and play. So the pre and play is exactly the same as the Kickstarter edition, except that you don't get things like the tokens. I mean, there are tokens that you have to print yourself, and there'll be like some counters and dice back and whatever that you will not be getting. But this totally brings shipping out of the picture, and then it's like, how much is it? It's only like €3, and then like for this game, why not, right? So that's why it's a full color pre and play for me, and I am suggesting to go in with the pre and play if you have access to resources to actually produce the cards. So I think this is quite intuitive for me, and I'm looking for more and more pre and play games because it kind of takes shipping out of the whole equation, which actually is the biggest problem now. And because of that, I think it's pretty amazing that I can play a lot of these games that's like pre and play, and then still not have to pay the full price for the game and the shipping as well. So this is what caught my attention. Okay, so that said, if you want the full games, it's still about €24 for the base, and oops, that scrolls a little bit too fast, and I think it's $18 for the expansion. So that's kind of like about the 40-ish or sort of, but you can like get all of them for like €40 if you want the physical games done for you. So this is like one of the first recommendation for me, and well, there are interesting stories like the mother has woken, and then there's legends, and oops, and of course there are some videos on gameplay, but I don't think there's too many. But the artwork is kind of cute. I would love to have the meeple though, but unfortunately, is if you get a print and play version, you probably will not be able to get these meeples, and you have to kind of like make something out yourself, But I'll figure that out, I always figure that out, And there are quite a few gameplays videos, if you want to find out what is this game about. But for like €5, I mean €3 for me actually. I think I'll go with it, and then it's like I think it's Singapore dollars, $5 altogether. Which why I was keeping this file. Yeah, so it's about Singapore $5 and Euro $3. So this is my first recommendation: Hidden Leaders, Forgotten Legends. So let's go back to the main page, and I still have quite some things that I have not covered. Let me just use the search and go directly to the game that I want to talk about. And this time, I will not like having problem find the so it's pinpointed. The search engine is really bad, so that's one of the way I gotta do it. So I did mention before I saw Dreadful Meadows, but it didn't really caught my eye. The thing is that this is a Halloween game. It's for 1 to 4, so solo play is fine. 45 minutes, looks pretty okay. The colors and everything, but unfortunately, all the Halloween games, you have to keep this in mind, is that this is Kickstarter, so even though Halloween is over, you also won't be getting this soon. So if you're planning to have this for the next Halloween, maybe, but if they plan for next Halloween, it's likely going to be late, So I don't know. So unless they are not late, then then it's a possibility. And the game looks pretty okay, It's like you have a very nice meeples with different colors, and there's this very cute board. And then there's like different characters which are pretty colorful, with all the Halloween theme and stuff. And then you get this guy with a face with one eye, is really cool. It seems like a pretty interesting game, but it's about like growing crops to actually like basically it's planting for the Halloween. And the deluxe editions actually includes some of the deluxified components which you won't get with standards. So here's like I have a quick kind of like GIF kind of playthrough where you see like things being bounced around and stuff. So this looks like it's maybe a little bit like one of those building up your resource, getting resource and kind of game. But you also get to build your own space, with the things connected and things like that. So it's pretty interesting, as you can see. The way how you place certain things will actually affect. So you're putting these sugar sprites also, to like to affect the games actually. So it's like quite interesting, and so far the more I look at it, the more I like the artwork. So they also explain this is the deluxe version. We got they call it UV Spot, which actually I don't really care so much about it. I mean, the box is the box, but I think you will get some of the upgraded stuff like the exclusive characters as well, and silk screen meeples is definitely nice. I mean, compared to normal shaped meeples, if they are even shaped. And there's some inserts and stuff. So but this is not a very good representation because this looks really messy. I hope they're not like asking us to throw everything in this way. They do have proper trays by right. So I do hope that this materialize. So this in the deluxe box, and so they also give you what's the breakdown between the deluxe version and the retail version. So but they are expecting it in Q4 2023 for the retail edition, which means that it won't be ready for the maybe the 2 Halloweens later. And if this is aimed for August, maybe they can take 1 month late. That appears to be in September. It should reach you in October, I hope. So if everything is on schedule, it should be for next Halloween. And so far I sound pretty positive. I sounds like I want to get this game. And they have this very nice dice tower, which is actually like actually not really dice tower. It's a seed silo. It's like you can use it to slice the cards between. It's like I don't know. It looks like a very cool gimmick to me. It's like but I just don't know. How that's going to store. So I hope it's like not going to be outside the box and things like that. But there's also one thing that I always check. And that is the thing that actually stops me from getting this game. Unfortunately, Asia zone has the highest shipping rate of all, which is about $30. Just right behind the rest of the world, and together with South Africa. So unfortunate to say that if this game, how much is this game? This game is about 85. So I suppose they are talking about New Zealand dollars. No, they're talking about US dollars here, and this is quoted in New Zealand dollars, which actually is so confusing. So this is about 50 plus US dollars, I guess. And we're talking about $30 of shipping. This is like crazy, right? Yeah, of course it's crazy to be. So maybe it's retail if it happens, or maybe not at all. So unfortunately for me, while it caught my attention, this is a game I have to say I have to walk away from it. And there's actually a few others, but let me just talk to you about another one, which is I think everybody should be asking, why am I not interested in this? Because this looks cute. And to be honest, CoraQuest Keep On Questing expansion, I did not have the original CoraQuest, and despite that the artwork is cute, but it's also not the type of cute I like, unfortunately. So I don't know about you, but there's some personal preference to the things you like. So I like Keep the Heroes Out, but I don't like CoraQuest. I don't know why. So it's like it just doesn't work for me. Maybe it's just the art style and things like that. And naturally, because of that, I'm going to skip on this just on the aesthetic itself. There are no other reasons given. I know it's like just doesn't work for me because I mean, it will be the same thing with Munchkin as well. It's like I totally just couldn't stand Munchkin so totally. So it's like unfortunately for me, that didn't work, and neither would this. But anyway, this is the expansion for CoraQuest if you are familiar with it, and it's a nice design dungeon crawler with a lot of components as you can see here. But all of them are like child artworks, and then because that's also part of the selling part of the games. It's actually designed by kids, and it's like and it's kind of like kiddish, cute, kind of like all sorts of silliness. Don't take this into like those gory, kind of like dungeon crawlers, chopping off head and everything. This is totally not that type of stuff, and it does have a lot of approvers. Okay, I won't call it excellent because the Dice Tower didn't give it a still excellent, but approval is pretty good. It means that at least it's not a bad game. But like I said, unfortunately it doesn't work for me. So if you're interested, you can take a look at it. But it definitely caught my eye because of the colors and everything. But unfortunately somehow it just doesn't work for me. So that's CoraQuest Keep On Questing expansion. And what else do we have here? Let me see before I jump over to other platforms, because I'm sure there's quite a few on Kickstarter which I could have missed, and which probably have started. Yes, I do remember there was one that actually started, so I have to kind of like mention this because yes, this is the one, Legends of the Deep Oceans expansion. So this one I'm moderately interested. 27 days to go, it's already reached the funding. So if you're not familiar with Oceans, it's a game where you are like harvesting your breeds of fishes, and then it's like you evolve them, and then it's like they get stronger, they get traits, and then like you can either like pair it with whales where you eat the bottom feeders, or you pair with sharks, you eat the remains when they go hunting and stuff like that. So it's a little bit like Evolution, but it's the sea version of it. Actually, it's the same creator of Evolutions, and I have actually played the original Oceans with my friends, and I really like the game. Although it can get a bit AP at times, but still it's pretty interesting to try out all the different combinations, and there's no one sure way to win it. So for the this Forgotten Legends, or is it Legends of the Deep, they added 24 unique legends, which include like legends like from the various mythology, like from Anishinaabe, those like from Finnish, and from Egyptians, monsters or gods, if you if you can call them. And like they give you different. Oh, this definitely looks like Cthulhu, right? Yeah, there's first 48 hours you get a free Cthulhu card. So am I still in the first 48 hours? I'm not sure, but maybe I should have just put in my pledge. But I'm not sure if it's by first 48 hours. And how do I know if I'm in the first 48 hours? I don't know. Is there a different pledge for the first 48 hours? Let me see. Well, they didn't really say. I guess I have to check the FAQ. But if I am in the first 48 hours, I would definitely want this additional card for Cthulhu. Cool, right? Of course. But I know this game is something that I think did pretty well, and there's a solo expansion finally for this, which is actually quite crucial, given that the first one doesn't have it. And I think I've been like hunting for this for a while. So the edition that I want is actually the deluxe edition, not the base edition, which actually is the retail edition doesn't have very nice meeples, and it's like they have this acrylic fish and all this, which actually only available in deluxe. And the deluxe also contains some cards which are a bit OP, but those cards are like interesting to have. And if you are getting FOMO about it, you want everything, right? And the price wise is actually ridiculous for the deluxe edition right at the moment. It's kind of like way over $100 US. But this is your chance to get it at about $60, with this pledge. So I would say that this is a good chance to actually finally get your hands on Oceans. And you can take a look at the cards. They're really beautiful. It works for the original, it works for this. So actually this is the, maybe that was the retail one I was talking about. No, that was just an upgrade. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that this is the good time to get it because the price is better than get it. So you see that this tray is very, very interesting. There's like the 3 trays, and then if one of these gets wiped out, kind of triggers the effects below here, where these random cards that are being placed here, and then it's like you can only like get the features either from here or from one of the thing, depending on what you're doing. So this is like the different pools of things, and you can actually have some cards to shift the fish around, which is actually quite interesting in controlling the end of the game and kind of things like that. So it's pretty interesting, and I think I'm pretty interested in it. But if I'm getting it, I want to be in the first 48 hours. So I think right after I finish this, I'm going to like put my pledge in so that I'm in for the first 48 hours. Or should I just do it live here? I don't know, man. Okay, let me just do it after this. Okay, I just have to remember to do this. Now, so that is Ocean Legends of the Deep. Okay, so so I'm not even going to talk about the shipping for this because I think the shipping is not that expensive. It's about, I think it's about $30 if I'm not wrong, or is it? Let me just take a quick look at the shipping so that we can have some idea what we're looking out at. Usually it's right at the end, unless they have placed it somewhere else. So they have timeline and everything. Oh, shipping cost. And nowadays they do have a lot of this with the spreadsheet. And we can take a look at where Singapore is, where I am now. It could be somewhere in Asia, I guess. So Australia. Okay, so we're right over here. And for the expansion is about 16. The legendary upgrade, so it's like all in is $25, which actually is pretty reasonable, given that it's actually quite a big box. So I guess shipping is reasonable for this and highly recommended. So there you go again. Shipping is not a problem. That's Oceans, the Legends of the Deep. And I think there's a few others board games that I'm interested in, but I'm just not sure if they will show up because I didn't log in. Maybe let me just search for the term board games, and then I can cover some of the Kickstarter stuff before I forget again. Of course, there are quite a few upcoming as well, which actually I'm not sure if I want to cover them yet because they haven't really caught my eye yet. I mean, take a look. There's a lot of board games here. There's also Slay the Spire, which I'm not sure yet because we can always talk about it later. Zoo Tycoon, I've actually talked about it before. The Race to the Raft, I also talked about it before. I'm sure there's a few that I backed. It's just that it's like as time goes by, I kind of like forgotten all about it. Oak Swan, I talked about it before. The Stifling Dark, I'm not interested. So that kind of reminds me that actually there's this one that's going on, which actually moderately quite interested in it because the artwork is I don't know if this originated from Japan, but Hitodama seems like is a very Japanese kind of artwork style, might even be close to Ghibli kind of, So we have this mask guardian of the forest and everything, and then it's like they have soundtracks and everything. But so we can see that this is like a very kind of a watercolor kind of art, and the boards and tokens are totally fantastic. So it's a 2 to 4 player game for about 10 plus, about 90 minutes. And the artwork on the cards are actually beautiful. I mean, this you can argue that this looks like children's artwork, but it works for me, okay? So this works for me a lot better than the CoraQuest. And it's like you get a chance to like get Aban, which is also a print and play for any of the pledge level, which actually is fantastic. That means you're actually getting 2 games for the price of 1. So the standard edition is like they tell you what you get, and then there's plenty of cute meeples as well, and also like 12 of them, and then there's ice token and everything. And in the deluxe edition, you actually get more stuff, So they are like OST, they are like soundtrack, art book, and things like that. But I'm not sure if there's really a lot of additional playing contents. But that one we have to find out. Let me just check if there's anything well, they didn't say, but it's like I guess there's no real Let me just check it on the pledge level later. So it's like the playing is getting something to do with getting resource and then delivering the resources, and then you allies with different type of spirits per se, and then you confront the Hitodama and stuff. So there's also a change of season. There's also victory points and stuff. So sounds pretty straightforward. There's probably nothing very groundbreaking, but it's a cute and colorful games, which actually I think works well. Although I'm not sure about the OST, they should have like maybe give me some snippets of it, But I guess most of the time you can find the OST somewhere, but maybe not for this. But some OSTs is always a hit and miss things. It might work, it might not work. Let's take a look at the shipping before I go about So shipping, I'm probably in Asia Zone 2, which is like $39 US. So that's pretty high. But let's take a look at how much this costs. So this is in MX, which I think is Mexican dollars. So what we have is the Heart of Forest is the standard edition, okay? And then they list down all the stuff that you get with the standard edition. I hope the deluxe edition, at least they show me what is new. So this is the deluxe edition, which is about 100 or maybe 90 over US dollars, which actually is pretty expensive, I guess. You get OST, art books, and then a special edition box and things like that. I don't think you actually get any additional gameplays, except they're just deluxify components as per what I see here, you see. So basically they are like just more deluxified stuff. But price points is pretty expensive. So looking at about 120 US dollars or so for this game. It might work, it might not work. I have to really look into this deeper, but look at all the spirits and everything. It looks really nice. It almost looks Japanese because like using name like Genji and all this. Yeah, so I think I kind of like dig the artwork, but the price point is a bit high, and I'm not sure about the gameplay itself. Maybe if I get a chance to try it out on TTS or something, it's like that will build some confidence. But at the moment, all I can say is that I'm interested, but not interested enough to pledge yet. So there's 16 more days to go to think about this. This is Hitodama, and I think there should be at least 1 more or 2 more here that I'm interested in. Actually, there's one I have in mind, but it hasn't showed up here. I don't know why. So it's like logging into your own accounts and using a anonymous account makes a lot of difference on Kickstarter. And well, I just don't know, because like they don't really like show up the game that is customized to what you are known to keep looking at. In the Heart of Darkness, I really pledged, and I even got the assurance from the publisher that the print and play version will include everything inside the Kickstarter, which includes all the stretch goals as well. So it's like, I mean, not all the stretch goals. I mean, those whatever that's applicable print and play. Yeah, so you're going to get those additional cards, whatever that it comes out with, which actually is a good thing. So I'm definitely keeping my pledge for that one. I tell you what, let me just go to find that game. So that you see there's a lot of like other board games. Some of them I covered, some of them I don't. for obvious reasons, I don't know. By the way, we're coming down to chess, and then so that's really like not really. I have to kind of like remember what was the game I talk about, but I should be able to like dig it out because I think I've messaged somebody that I'm just interested in the game, and I shall find it. Okay, at least I got the first syllabus right. I should be able to find it, and there we have. This is the last one I'm going to cover for the Kickstarter. This is a Tanto Cuore, Memento Mori. It's a Twilight Manor. This is actually the season 6 or the 6th installation of the Maid Cafe series, kind of. And then there are like mini fans in Japan. It's like translated in English finally, and it's like this is the horror edition. It's like kind of like there's a ghost version. There's also like the normal maids, and then like you're taking over this haunted house and then trying to like build it up, but at the same time the ghost might stop you. And I mean, the artworks is very nice. It's all the anime stuff, it's like, and it's also published by Jap Anime Games, which actually does a lot of the other Japanese anime translated card games and stuff. So we get plenty of good artwork, which are quite assuring, and there's also room cards and stuff. And there's ghost version also, it's like the black and white, some of them are ghosts. And also like there's a setup map and everything. This almost looks like it's a Seon board or something like that. Ouija board, I guess. But it's really a good touch. And it's like this, so you can take a look at what is Tanto Cuore is about. And then it's like that is basically I actually own the first season of this, but I did not manage to follow up the rest because I have difficulties in getting them. And to be honest, so there are a lot of so these like all the boxes. So I think I only have this box, which I think is the core, and then not all the rest. So there's also I think one box for the butler as well. So it's like you can actually get a chance to get everything, but there's like $2.99. So it's like, well, it's card game after all. So it's like, despite of how much interest I have in this, I'm a little bit worried that I probably won't be getting it, and this probably is going to kill it for all of me. The rest, I'm under the rest of the world, which is kind of crazy. Anything from $30 US onwards, which is a bit overpriced for me. Well, at least for me, I have other means of getting Japanese games. So like Kickstarter is more my only sources. So I guess while I'm interested, I'm not keen on backing this at the moment because of the price tag and the shipping as well. So before that, let's move on to GameFound. So GameFound, I'm not sure whether I have talked about Destiny before, but I probably have mentioned it, and I still kept my pledge. I'm not sure if I'll drop it. There is a chance I might drop it because of the shipping. It's pretty high. Okay, and in GameFound, I'm not sure if there's any active ones that actually I'm interested and I need to look into it yet. So I'm like looking at it, but even on the upcoming, there's a lot of things that is going on, which actually I might or might not be interested in. But I think I'll give GameFound a skip this round because I don't think there's actually much things that I need to talk about in GameFound, given that there's a lot of things that actually have went on for GameFound in the past few rounds, and I think I've covered all their big blockbusters and so on. So there's a few things like the Eyes of Train, which actually is like nope, I have enough train games for myself, and yeah, and Toggle is not out yet. This is the one that I'm interested to talk about, but it's not available. And yeah, so I guess totally nothing for GameFound this round. So I got to go to this backer kit for the first time ever covering in my channel. The interface is really bad. What else I can say is like I don't even know how to navigate this. So so the one I'm looking for is not on the front page, unfortunately. So I really don't know what to do. So okay, I'm a backer, so maybe I should click on the disc. And it kind of like wants to make me to sign in before I can take a look at the projects. There's no more, so you only show me 3 projects. See all projects? Yeah, maybe, but no, that's really sad. I mean, this kind of denies some of the publisher from having good exposure on their games. So they're coming soon. I can tell you there's a very interesting stuff like Forge, which is a lot of miniatures. There's also think there's a. I think the from the Unstable Unicorns, you know, they are like going to publish some games as well here, and there's one for Dungeon Doors, which I don't think I need. I have plenty of doors already. The Gloomhaven miniatures is going to be launched here, but I'm not sure. That's probably going to cost a lot of money. So you see, the Unstable games, they also will be launching in backer kits. And Wild Gardens is one that I am probably interested in, but it's not yet available. But so right now, at the moment, you know, while there's quite a few board games here, the only one that kind of like I'm interested to talk about is the Spirit Island. So Spirit Island is a very game that's talked about by a lot of games, published by Greater Than Games. There's at least 2 major expansion and maybe some promos and stuff all over the place. But basically, you're playing the spirit, defending your island against invaders, like they are the Inquisitors, not Inquisitors. I mean, they're like people, explorers from from other countries or other lands, and then coming to like try to colonize your island, but you're protecting the native, protecting them against from all these explorers and stuff. And then it's like, so you're like the wild spirits, which like have the supernatural powers and everything. And it plays very, very different because each of the different spirits, they do have their own abilities, and the way that their cards work and the way they interact is actually very asymmetric. And that every new spirit is a learning process, and that's also one of the problems that getting it onto the table. So this is also one additional thing, that this is the natural incarnate, which actually adds. Let me see where they listed it. I'm sure they so the 2 previous one is there's a branch and claw, which I have. I have Spirit Island. I don't have Jagged Edge. I don't have Feather and Flames. So there's like 3 expansion already. And this one's basically okay. So they didn't say that. I'm sure somewhere there is like they added 8 more spirits or something like that. And those sort of spirits all comes in these big cards, and then they'll explain to you, So it's like it's a really pretty complex, summary cards per se. And so we have there's some, so there are 8 spirits here. So they kind of like even kind of tease around what it would be. And basically this is about that 8 spirit and additional stuff. There's additional rules as well to some of the tokens that's being used. So as you can see, some of these tokens are quite alien to me because I've not seen them before, not in my base game anyway. And I mostly play with the app nowadays, unfortunately, because it's a bit hard to get the table and the upkeeping, the getting it set up, getting it tear down, takes, well, it's a chore. Okay. But then again, when you are talking about this, you can get a lot of pledge levels here. So anything from just getting the natural incarnate at 55, or you want to like get some other stuff together. And there's like many pledge levels that can go, and then all the way to like almost $300. Not even $300. I'm sorry, it's about $470 for everything, including the Spirit Island Core game and everything. All right, so the Spirit Island Core game is like $89 here, and then these are the various ones, that the Branch and Core, which I have. Jagged Earth is $69, and the Feather and Flames is $34, and then there's some deluxe board and everything that is like cover just deluxified stuff which you may not need for gameplay. So there's also some add-on like Distant Horizon is a standalone game that's available at Walmart at much less than $35, and you probably don't need to pay for shipping. But anyway, so price-wise, this is not really the best deal, and it's pretty expensive for where I am. I guess I might fall under everywhere else in the world. That's almost like $69 to $98 and stuff like that. So it's pretty scary for me. Yep. So it's actually very, very expensive for me. So one of the reasons I probably won't be getting this, not at the Kickstarter level at least, is because I think it's despite it being a good game, I'm not sure I even will be playing with all my contents right now, and let alone play with another box, which I'm not sure where I'll get it on the table. But I think there's something that I need to show you guys. It's like let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, I will show you, because I think this is I need to share the good stuff with you guys. So if you search anything like IGN board game discount, anyway I'll put a link below. So there's a massive board game sales going on, but this is only for people in US. But it doesn't limit you from getting it because you can always get a forwarder. It's like get it shipped to some US warehouse or that just get it shipped. Just make sure that it's not like crazy, humongously big like Gloomhaven or stuff like that. But I'm not going to talk about all the games, but the games are like pretty discounted. It's like being spent at 35. Nova is pretty hard to get, but if you can get it at $60, it's probably pretty cheap. Vinicultures actually Vinicultures I got it cheap. I could have gotten it cheaper than this, but a sign is something you need to be careful because it's like although it's like almost half the price off, but shipping everywhere else in other than US is going to be expensive. And all these are like deals on Amazon, okay? So this is Amazon US. So I'm going to just go straight to the point, and skip everything. I will put a link to this where you can like, just check it out on your own. But I'm going to talk about this one. Okay, so you see, Spirit Islands is on 56% off at $39. Okay, give it $40 on Amazon. And just click on it. I'm going to show you that it's really $40 on Amazon. I mean, it's like, unless I'm mistaken, well, he doesn't trust me. He thought that I'm some sort of like, bots or something. And I'm going to show you that I type this in. And it doesn't allow me to visit that page. Or it does? It does. Okay, let's see. I don't see a price here. Could it be that it's no longer available? I'm not sure, man. Let me see all buying options. Oh, maybe the prices went up. No, I'm willing to give you a chance that I'm wrong and there's really still available at that price. I really hope so. Because like I want to really share something with you guys that that works. I know why. Because I have it somehow that let's say I'm going to deliver this to Beverly Hills to my friends. Yes, and it's available at 67, which actually is not as cheap as 39. I wonder why. Maybe because there's taxes. I don't know, but it's like it's still cheaper than the $80 stuff that you see in the Kickstarter. I'm not sure. This might be because it's like there's more taxes in Beverly Hills. I don't know, but I'm not getting the $39 here, but I'm getting $67 here. There are other sellers which is selling at even higher price, so I'm not sure if that's the only choice. But let me take a look at the other options. So there's like use. So new ones are starting at about $67. So I guess maybe it's $67, but that's still cheaper, and Amazon can provide some form of free shipping in US, and it's definitely cheaper than the paying full for it. So my advice is probably get that from Amazon, and then you get the rest of the stuff here if you want to get Spirit Island. And I guess that's all I have to cover for the Kickstarter roundup at the start of November. Maybe there's more stuff to cover, but currently, from what I've prepared, though, I don't see anything else on my list. And so I hope you have a good evening. I certainly have enjoyed my time talking to you guys about Kickstarter stuff. I hope that I have given you some useful information and maybe some good discount and bargains. And it's like, go ahead and get stuff that, you think that makes sense for you guys. While I'm at this, I must well show you something else, which I feel like so... Let me see if I can find it, okay? Because I'm not sure if I could still find it, but I certainly bought one because it was very cute. This. So take a look at how much this is like $11 US. And what do you get? You get you get all the 4 characters: Spider-Man, Captain America, this is Black Widow, and this is Iron Man. So it's like this is actually a board game, and it's actually 70% off. So I would say this is like one of the best deal you could find around. You know, having like 4 characters from the Funko games, and you know, actually it's a game. You know, if you compare, you know, to some of the other boxes, you know, it's like only 2 packs, and you're like paying over $20 for it. This is even 2 for Harry Potter is like $13, but you're getting all 4 here. So no, this is like a good deal to me. You know, it's like I just want to share this with you guys. And Funko games is like they make family games. They make games that are like, you know, just silly fun. You know, and this is like what you get. So I see that even for the figurines, you know, it's like, well, you know, it's like that's kind of like almost like $250 per figurines, and you know, it's like play for 2 to 4 players, about 60 minutes. Sounds like a deal to me. I mean, if you are interested to try out what the Funkoverse stuff feels like, this is a good entry point to go in, and you know, you get to play with 4 characters and so on. So they can be played with other stuff from the series, and you know, like it's totally crazy. Anything you can mix up, you know, everything from what Harry Potter to I think even Game of Thrones, and you know, stuff like that. So they are like, you know, a whole range of this Funkoverse stuff going on. But anyway, I'll put a link to this. I hope that if it's helpful, you know. Anyway, I have bought it myself, so you know, I will be able to tell you if it's a good game soon enough. So thanks for watching. Like once again, you know, just to support me, you can just hit that smash, hit that subscribe. That's all I ask for. And I hope to see you again soon in another video. Thanks now. Bye bye.